this, and this will be the Agent Select here, brought to you by Prime Gaming. And let's have a look across the board. Any surprises that we're seeing?
No, again, Jammy's flexing onto the Viper is kind of what I wanted to see. And obviously, typically they would run the Omen alongside this as well. So no real surprises here for me, at least on the side of Crazy Raccoon. Just double check it. Actually, yeah, this is pretty much as we would expect coming in here.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I was seeing if maybe they dabble in something new, but this is the thing. Do you bring out any new looks now? I mean, you've just had one of the closest games. I feel as though you've got to kind of play to your strength at this point, and it does seem as though the teams are ready. They're locked on in, and we can start now looking towards map 2 and what this is going to entail. I'm going to push you for it. I hate doing it to you, but prediction-wise, are you on board with Crazy Raccoons potentially taking this, or are you saying it's a close 2-0? Because I'm going close 2-0. I do think V1's going to probably convert this, but I think it's going to be close.
I thought it would be 2-0. I thought it would be comfortable. I'm actually kind of with you, but there is definitely the possibility.
I love that. The little deep nade to allow the orb to be picked up and they back away. I love these little, like... I love utility being used with intention. I think it's a great look for this, and it does mean that V1 have to clear a little bit more meticulously, but Penny connects out of nowhere. Munchkin just lost his head.
This is the second trying to play Zelsis, pinches perfectly as Zephyr tries to back away. Medusa will respond, but kind of isolated inside the nest here, and Vanity there to greet him on the way out of that smoke. That's now the last one on site, but we'll find Effie's. V1 got to hit the brakes on this for the time being, as Jammy's, like I said, in that role, able to lurk through mid here, find a huge gap on the back of that rotation coming through. Going to catch the audio cue also on Rion rotating. We'll find the kill as well.
Damn. Feels a little rough. And now Neff. The 1v3, there is a little bit of damage done. Vanity 40, Jammies 70.
Not him back on A.
Oh.
Yeah,
that feels bad, man.
Yeah, this is the problem with finding so much value. And I'm talking about just the information alone from that lurk from Jammies. They're able to just run rings around Crazy Raccoons in the pistol round.
Yep. And now the post-spawn's so strong. They've got such good positioning. Neff gonna have to just hope for a freebie through the smoke, maybe. Vanity denies. And round 1 goes V1's way, but again, I think we started to see the real impact from the Crazy Raccoons really kicked in on those gun rounds. That was the more impressive part to me. So again,
oh yeah.
I'm not so fussed just yet. I want to see what they look like once they get those rifles beside them. But this is the start, and I'm wondering where that. Okay, fair enough. Must be nice to have that sort of aim, but just absolutely punishing at this point, and lovely progress towards the site. Very, very meticulously done so far.
There was a point there as well. I thought potentially Jamie's going to get caught off guard, but like I said, the audio cue comes through. At that point, you can relay the information, and V1 decides to actually just swing back. Plant on A here. Actually, that's going to spy out some info with the turret, but he's the only one here for Crazy Raccoons right now, and he's pushed up. Okay, he will respect it now that the owl drone comes through. V1 will be given site control.
I don't mind people going for a stack in a round like this. Keep in mind that the Crazy Raccoons, their economy is going to be pretty poor in this round, so why not try and do something a little out of the box? Stack towards B-Long, didn't work out this time. V1 are going to be in on the site. See if they can keep it clean. Looks like it so far. Rion going to find one, but that's about it. And nice aim, but couldn't quite convert. Penny outdoes. And just before we get to the buy, of course, I do want to give a huge thanks again to the observers who have just been absolutely impeccable so far, which is Prius, Sapphire, and the one and only Yeti. So big shout out to those lovely humans bringing us all the action from in-game, and also got to say it, Penny off to a great start as well. The man does like a strong beginning, right? Like, Penny comes out absolutely blasting, and he did in the previous game, and just carried on. He was able to kind of keep pushing that sort of presence, but I'm just waiting for the Crazy Raccoons to get into the game, and now they're on the rifle round, so this is where it's got to begin, right? This is where we get to see suddenly maybe that dangerous side that we saw in that previous map.
Yeah, and it looks like an all-in. Ooh, Rion actually catching a headshot on the way up there, but Vanity able to get that trade from the top of, actually trade the damage back and find the kill. That's an early man advantage here for V1, but rotation's already come through. If the Crazy Raccoons can stop this plant coming.
Have a look, see what Neff can do with this as well.
Stalling it for so long.
Yeah, the time being bought here is fantastic. I'm keeping my eyes on if Penny potentially does try and maybe locate some space towards A, because this is an all-in rotation, because with Rion down, they can't really hedge their bets. They have to kind of overcommit to these rotations, which could be punished. Now there's been a bit of a pause here. This could be a really nice piece if they do find that space towards A, but you can see Vanity still trying to sell this concept. Now, Neth does punish that, so we're already going to be back down to this 4v4, but look at the progress that Penny has made. Zephyr's already over here, though, but it is just one player. That spike plant could come in now. Audio cue going to be made, so they know that there's now problems on the other front.
Actually going to be Zelsys sent forward to plant this. Munchkin will find Penny, actually.
30 seconds
Sorry,
left.
thread the needle all the way from behind Boiler. Zelsys gets his ultimate online, so potentially come through and deal with some of this early presence here, and Jammy's going to get himself up into a position where he can play the post plant. Zelsys finds the first.
Zelsys really good for that one. You can see Medusa pushing up for this one. They have to try and disrupt that Viper in these post plants. We know it by now. We've been telling this story the entire time, and Jammy's has gone down. This opens up the chance. Great work from Medusa and Neth there to keep him at arm's length, and Effie's trying to do everything he can to deny the spike diffuser. Now back on it. Can Effie's deny it? I don't think he can. No time on it. Munchkin keeping him safe. And the perfect beginning back into this for the Crazy Raccoons after a good read from Penny to try and utilize that rotation from the Crazy Raccoons.
It's unfortunate that, like I said, I'm not sure whether or not Munchkin just caught that angle over the top of screen from Boiler, but Penny getting picked off there. I only gave you... Actually threads the needle, as I said. A beautiful shot to get back in. And actually, Jammies with the snake bite slightly off on the plant there. So I don't know if that was a bit of a readjustment on the plant or the lineup wasn't right.
A lot of faith put towards the one Omen, locking down B for now. Rion going to be left with it all to do, and not necessarily a poor read at this point either. The mid presence going to be splitting through. I wonder how much damage they can do. This could be a problem if...
He's got no idea.
Oh, he's got no idea. Neth is absolutely none the wiser. Caught with the pants down. This is a beautiful split already. V1 are now behind enemy lines, and they're just pinned in. Munchkin's going to try and re-aggress, which I don't mind, but they've left Vanity posted up to catch this rotation. Lovely work. V1 have just done a clinic on this round already. I love this, but now the three remaining. Can they put together the last picture of the pieces? No. Mid has been infiltrated. There's no way back in for it.
Just fantastic work from VERSION1. Again, to smoke off the turret there and double push towards Neth. Neth has no idea whatsoever that they've got all the way deep into kitchen. Effectively getting all of this control so deep and for free, basically. Medusa find a consolation. Potentially a second here. Again, just looking to do a little damage. Make it costly for VERSION1.
Player standing.
Okay, yeah. Comes through and Vanity cleans up over on the other side. But yeah, I love that little kitchen piece from VERSION1. That's on the back of, I think, actually, it was in round 2 where they spotted out the Killjoy setup, and really good way to tackle that. Now Neth's got to be a little more diligent. He can't play this deep and rely so heavily on this utility to give him the information.
Annihilated.
Credit to V1 to kind of note that early on and bring it into a round like this. Very well done. Now again, we have to see that the answer gets made by the Crazy Raccoons for starters, but it won't be in this one because they're going to be, well, on a lighter purchase with Jeff. Is it time?
Real? Is this real?
So,
Nobody
okay,
move.
scoreline.
Don't
Scoreline.
touch anything.
I need to write this down. Oh no. Scoreline is 2-1, apparently. So, I need to catch up on this. Hypork, you have a cast.
Okay, sure. Yeah, V1 leaning heavily towards A here. You know, actually, Vanity going to find Zephyr trying to get a little bit of aggressive. Penny as well do some damage onto Neth. He's got to back up towards backside. Down to 27 HP now. Initially, a lot of control gained by V1. Now, still got to get the spike down. The Nano Swarm going to force that off default for the time being. Give Medusa an opportunity potentially to find this, but he's going to owl drone through. We'll spot out Effie's. Actually, doesn't actually opt to spam through there. I guess conscious of another player playing close enough. Now he comes through, though. A little bit of damage done, but no kill.
Okay. So the 4v4 post plant. I'm looking at Neth here, pretty close by. I have enough audio cues to maybe work with, but Vanity already finding Munchkin is going to make that a problem. Medusa, that's filthy work. Vanity and Penny going to be reeling off the back of that. The Zephy's and Jammy's going to be called upon, but now look, Viper post plant. You better be ready for this one. You can already see the damage gets done, and V1 do close it through. So the scoreline now will actually update to what it's meant to be, so I don't have to count. I got real nervous that I had to get like an abacus out, that I was about to be doing some on-air math, which is never good. But scoreline is now sorted, hopefully, and everything is back underway. So we're good, right? We're good?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, almost like it never happened. This time around, again, Snakebite does do its job dealing with it. Actually, I think Neth was down to, he was 27 HP initially, but the Snakebite dealing with it. Closing things out, stopping that diffuse coming through now. V1 once again, a heavy lean on towards A. Actually, Crazy Raccoons did try and stack over B there to greet anybody coming out on B lane. Now, Neth didn't back up once again. Very low HP, and he's tucked into backside.
See if he gets anything out of that. Zelsis.
Ooh.
Zelsis gets a big punish for that pretty brazen fight. Now Penny's going to be the next on the chopping block, potentially, and look at them, falling like flies. How is this getting turned? These are the rounds that somehow the Crazy Raccoons make look so deadly. Munchkin sends it, doesn't quite find Vanity, but as the smoke dissipates, he's left standing, no bullets left to play with. And now Effie's called upon to try and deal with the sudden mess that's coming out of nowhere. No spike plant to be worked with. He knows where Munchkin is. Can he clear it for free? 23 HP makes it much more comfortable to work with, and there it is. Effie's clears. Now, Rion was noted earlier, but he could have easily moved by this point.
He could have repositioned down to 45 HP, though. Still only a Sheriff in hand. He's not been able to upgrade it. Effie's comes through, a huge Red Bull clutch for him there to turn that round back in their favor. Again, Munchkin, unfortunately, I guess not anticipating Effie's having that second shock dart available, but literally dug out from backside there with relative ease. And I gotta say, initially, Crazy Raccoons finding so much value early on in that round, just finding a couple of really weird kills back to back. Vanity does great work to, I guess, put the first kill on the board, but shout out Effie's, man. What a round from him.
Yeah, super, super clutch. Red Bull clutch, you might say. And Munchkin wanting a bit of that himself, but yeah, just baited out by the utility. Out of nowhere, V1 find two big entries, and look at the pace in which Vanity's going to take the space. Medusa just on the other side like, yes. Yes, I will sit here. This is perfectly fine. Now, the spike is on towards the site, and now Zephyr can't see that. You've got all the utility kind of keeping him somewhat safe, and the spam's going to at least deny the spike plant for now.
Hunter Fury popped. A couple of warning shots sent out, at least to zone off version 1 for the time being. But meanwhile, Zelsis has actually slipped up inside Tube here. He's going to get himself into a really good position to apply some pressure to the back line of Crazy Raccoons here. Actually, Neth completely unaware. He was trying to spot mid now. Damage comes through onto Snowman. Zephyr will fall. Zelsis spotted the second one as well. Look at that. Digs Neth out. Medusa trades it, but the damage is already done.
That's impeccable. Just hitting the brakes for a second to allow him to work. Medusa needs to go full clutch on this one. 30 HP. Still some utility to work with, but pretty tricky to dig these players out of these positions. Jammy's on the swing, yeah. Not even going to depend on the utility if required, but just happy to take the fight. Medusa falls. V1 looking solid here. Ultimates now all coming up as well. They've got plenty to play with, and it's a collective effort. It's not just that one-man show. We saw, Zelsis having a great game before Penny, but this is all of them. Everyone delivering now.
Yeah, actually, the break doing wonders for version 1 in terms of coming back into this. Again, though, Zelsis just times this out and literally threads all the way through. And again, I love the decision making there, not to backstab Neth, but also prioritize that kill onto Snowman more so. It gives his team the opportunity to move up onto site. He can come back, reset perfectly with that flash, and deal with Neth's second ball.
Mid-piece. Ace of this. Yeah, straight through against the pistols. You do have only, like, what, a Sheriff Frenzy, a little bit of armor with it, so it's not like a completely neutered purchase. Still got a little bit of danger to it, but Munchkin can at least find one. That's Jammy's now found. Quick flash on the get it. There we go. Got himself a rifle, not for long. Gets to gets it for a second. Oh, and Zephyr's just eaten that flash. The double down. Zephyr tries to work with this, doing the best he can, but he's being swarmed. Players just about everywhere, but the aim is crisp. But it doesn't really make for much here. Be a miracle to even live, but a valiant attempt. But Effie's to find, and V1 again just taking strides through the map now. It looks like coming out of this break, the V1 have just kept the pace up, and the Crazy Raccoons look a little shaken here.
This was clean though, and especially with the classic as well. Finds the first. It's free gun, by the way. Absolutely free. 6-1 now. And this is the point really, and I was talking about this a while back now, in the first few rounds. I want to see Crazy Raccoons really make an adjustment here and fight for this early round control. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. Munchkin actually going to force Penny off that top spot. Vanity will find Munchkin though. Penny comes soon. First 2 kills going in favor of V1 once again. And look how quick this piece is.
It's brutal. They are just flying through this site. Yeah, they're given so much. Crazy Raccoons are almost giving up way too much of their space. So yeah, they can play for the retake, but you're playing that against a Viper, like a good Viper. It's something that I said about V1 that I liked through their qualification route, is how well they played with that Viper in the post plants. Especially with Effie's as well, and the Sova too. Like, it's super deadly, and that's before you even address the fact you got like Penny out here, you got Zelsis. This should be just a back away and keep those guns. Zephyr wants to keep that up. Medusa's not going to get anything done. Maybe cost them a rifle or two, but by this point the money's pretty flush, I imagine.
Yeah.
So it's really just trying to keep that op in play for Zephyr, but they're going to hunt him down. They've got players to spare. Yeah, Zelsis happy to claim it. Vanity will lose life, but they can reinvest. And the Raccoons have not got an answer right now. They need to invest a lot more into these early rounds and kind of try and potentially fight for that space, because the retake ain't working. They aren't getting those fast flanks on. They're not getting that pressure through mid. Remember how we were praising the likes of Magnum, for example, from Fnatic for controlling that mid pressure that could have been coming out. There hasn't even been time for that against V1.
It really hasn't. The problem being now, again, in this kind of position in terms of the economy, V1 can just keep coming out of this, right? They can just brute force their way into these entries. It's so difficult. Once again, we're going to see the same play from Crazy Raccoons on this eco. They send 4 towards B lane, try and get some control early on. I'm actually going to try and pressure Jammies here. He will get picked off. Look at it. On the back of all this pressure, V1 straight away going to aggress onto A site, and this time around Neth will back away. Lockdown available, so he's not going to sit in back site.
No, and they are on Sheriffs, and yes, they have the light armor with it, and at one point you have to kind of stop trying to play for the economy and play for the round win, which sounds obviously very obvious, but you can see Effie's just striding through them. These guys are on. V1 looking like they never really stopped on this, and look at that spike plant as well. This is all going to line up pretty nicely. Neth's going to struggle. Can't even get it to halfway just yet. Here it is, sends down another, buying the time just so perfectly. Vanity could have done with hitting that, but time being bought here, it doesn't really matter. Effie's and Vanity in combination, making this too difficult for the Crazy Raccoons, who've just fallen by the wayside. Where's this team gone?
Yeah. I think really had the wind knocked out of their sails, especially from map 1. Again, with things ramping up towards the end of Ascent. This is getting tough to watch now. Effie's great flank control here. Actually, again, that's on the back of Rion actually finding the first kill on the way in. Again, finds those kills. Hunter's Fury comes online, and it's another tool at their disposal in the post plant. Makes it very, very difficult. This time around, the buy round, there's going to be 3 members over on B, and nobody there on the side of version 1 to greet him. Now, the recon dart actually going to give away a lot of information here. It's going to pull Zephyr and Munchkin to hit this rotate. All ultimates available for Crazy Raccoons. They have everything to throw at this round. to get their second on the board and actually get themselves back on the board after that break.
Okay, Zelts is going to lead the way, take so much space. Look at this push. He's just going to take so much room. Here's everything. No one's there to stop it. Oh no, Zelsis has done him dirty. Great work on Neth. And that's site control garnered. That's enough for a spike plant. Munchkin's going to try and play back in at this point. Pretty good timing on it too. Ult comes in, does deliver. Great work there from Munchkin. Still plenty of ults available if they want them. Penny, though, going to play the edge of that smoke. Gets outdone by Medusa. The smoke criminal just coming on through. Does not care for a second. And a 3v2. No post plant for Jammies to thrive in either.
Viper's Pit invested to try and regain some control of default at least. The Owl Drone comes through, clear some of these angles. Actually, Rion's there to greet him as Jammies tries to slip in behind it. Vanity now last man standing and a 1v3 operator in hand. 20 seconds left. Yeah, just wants to deny the operator. I get something done, but again, wants to run this down as long as possible. Rion will pick it up. Crazy Raccoons somehow, some way, get that round back in their favor. That's on the back of Neth being the first to fall. Again, Zelsis creates so much space with that ultimate. They have to respect it. They come back and actually peel away after the first flash, but with the second, Neth will fall. But straight away, that's the lockdown. The lockdown taken off the board for Crazy Raccoons. So really good stuff from Munchkin actually to be the front man to turn that round back in their favor. And a double operator coming out here. Munchkin and Zephyr opting late on in the first half to pull this out.
Okay. I mean, it works in CS for way varying reasons. It's rare that I get behind it in this, but the burst through middle is going to make it worse as well. That's going to slice them right down and going to isolate the player, which is going to be Zephyr probably if they pour through towards B. Yeah, and they're right in amongst them. Even if they just considered one-op being here, they're going to try and play through middle and just keep it looking so neutered, not working on the extremity. Zephyr, they're not even going to open up the plant for him. He can do nothing. He feels just like a chocolate teapot at this point. Absolutely useless. And yeah, this is done for V1 absolutely outplaying them. Whether or not they read that just one op would be in play, but let alone two, they've just absolutely dominated it. And now these two have to instantly go to a save.
Yeah, this is such a huge investment to lose this purchase, especially at this round deficit. Again, I'm all for switching things up, but right here, V1, I don't even want to say have a good read here. It's just the stars align and the way they approach this round. Zephyr does actually catch Jammies on the second peak. They come through, try and shut this down. It's
Panic.
huge loss actually for him. It's Munchkin hopefully can hold on to this one. Like I said, financially, that is a tough round to lose. Yes, you could say round-wise, grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, but
last round
ouch.
before the switch.
Did they save the other op? I can't remember if that was an that'd be a weird investment. I'm not sure. Maybe they saved it from.
They saved one operator,
I just
but
don't know
the
if they had
second was
two.
purchased.
Yeah, that's maybe. Look, surprising to me, but a great read from V1. Even if it was just in regard to one of those ops being in play, they just sliced through middle again, completely exploiting that initial problem we had in the very early rounds. Roll your mind back way earlier. So again, if they're still finding these issues, now Neth on the op instead, this is going to be interesting, really varying this. Now Munchkin going to get a little bit further ahead here. There's the first Neth with a nice snap towards Penny. Good start for them, and Munchkin can back away now. They've got that first pick.
You can lean back a little bit with this man advantage. Munchkin actually goes exploring. It's going to be the spike that he finds on the back of Vanity. Boombot goes through, going to give some more information. There's another player to deal with, and Neth will find Effies as he swings around the other side. Lockdown invested now. Looking to try and close this round out very quickly. Jammies all the way back at the top of spawn ramp. No flank coming through yet, and actually still a lot of control of mid here. With Neth finding all that value on A. Crazy Raccoons are able to just kind of sit in formation here. Maintain a lot of map control.
Celsius. There's a little try down towards Tube, but not really having much of what he's trying to sell. The 2v4, it can be done, but it takes a couple of mistakes to be made.
Left.
Very hard to define that without problems being had. Zephyr is a little alone, but does have ult. Jammy's going to work in with the spike. Now,
Player standing.
already Zephyr's found Zelstis, and he's going to want to find some more here. This is going to be horrible for Jammy's. He's got so many problems in front of him, and he chooses Medusa to be the one to put him to bed.
Again, a lot of pressure on Jammy's to get that done in that scenario. But a very, very convincing half from version 1. 9-3 they come into this, and again, we talk about routes. Oh, nice little. I didn't even catch that one actually. This is the first time around. Nice opener there from
Snappy,
but round score wise, this is really tough. I mean, pistol and conversion, it's 11 rounds. It's almost, dare I say it, looking kind of mathematically improbable for Crazy Raccoons here. Now, we can also come back to points we were making before this series got underway. But this is actually one of the maps that you'd expect Crazy Raccoons to really make moves on, so...
Yeah. But with that in mind as well, I do want to highlight, you guys at home were thoroughly impressed, it seemed like. A general consensus of this has been, not only maybe, it's been a good performance from V1, I think they look good, but it seems like most of you are taking into account the stand-in and, you know, you're kind of expecting it to not look as smooth. But you guys are saying maybe a little bit of a surprise, but also, like, happily impressed with the Crazy Raccoons. So hopefully that keeps up going forward. I mean, I think that's the main thing to take away here is that, you know, a lot of people are saying, again, I'm glad that I got your opinions at home, if I'm completely honest, that people saying, you know, believe V1 is a great matchup at this pace, you know, even with a stand-in, but Crazy Raccoons are excelling today. So I'm glad to see that people are actually just enjoying this as a concept of a matchup as well. Now, this I'd say is a little unfortunate for the Raccoons that if this ends in the way this might do, people may forget how close map 1 was, and if they'd converted map 1, this would be map 3 time. You know, it would just open up that next opportunity. That's not the way the cookie crumbles. V1 do hold currently, of course, map 1 in their pockets, and this being map 2 here, the Raccoons do need to pull off a bit of a comeback, and it's got to start with this pistol.
So approach, but actually, XV1 going to take immediate control here. Jammies and Zelstis actually swing out fine one, but meanwhile Munchkin has actually slipped all the way through. Might catch Effie's inside the Aldrone, lands the first shot. Luckily closes it out. There's a second there. Effie's was going to recover that. Now Penny going to run a nice little bait there. Vanity going to counter peek off of that. Now version 1 have a man advantage. Spike planted on A though. Actually Vanity dipping a little ahead of the beat there.
Zelstis, the timing. There, this is going to be scary. Zelstis needs to be able to keep himself alive, and he does. That's 2 big kills, but there's Zephyr on the counter push. I thought Zelstis could have mopped them all up. I was a bit worried about the timing on the flash, but Zephyr finds it just right in the end.
Unfortunately, no more damage done from Heaven, at least there. As if they had a perfect opportunity to pinch Crazy Raccoons as they tried to get very aggressive, actually, in the post-plant, but... Again, exactly what we want to see. Coming back through it, actually playing that very, very confidently. A very quick piece coming out from Crazy Raccoons. On the back of version 1, drawing first blood, actually, on all the way on the other side of the map.
Approach is all unique for Vanity. I want to see what he does with. I guess it's leave Vanity to solo kind of long with the Judge and light armor while we get to stack out everywhere else. It's not actually a bad idea. I prefer teams to try this where it's like it's a little one-dimensional to an extent that if it doesn't go that way, then yeah, it can kind of suck. But you're clutching at straws in these rounds anyway. So I kind of like the idea of giving it a little bit of a unique approach. Now, with no early contact elsewhere, it looks like they're all going to kind of pile around here, and Zelsa's trying to bide the time to get the rotations in, but keep in mind that the Crazy Raccoons are way better invested into this. Already Neth going to find Zelstis. You can have Rion towards the back of sight. Really nice pickup so far, very clean, meticulous, and no real opportunities for Jammies and Vanity here.
Spike planted.
Actually, the turret's there to spy out Jammies on that.
1 enemy remaining.
A late lurk, try and dig Neth out of that position, but Vanity now Judge in hand. Whether or not Crazy Raccoons are actually going to feed anything across them. This is another comfortable and confident round win for Crazy Raccoons. Whether or not Vanity can do any damage is really the big factor. No. I was ready for it to be just like 2 line up for him there on the open, gets ahead of the recon bolt, but good stuff. But early on, I mean, if you want to start believing, these are the sorts of rounds you want to see Crazy Raccoons pick up.
Yes. And keep in mind that being a Prime Gaming Flawless, this does build up the money. They had rifles out. This could have been costly if they did lose them. That's actually a pretty good round to keep that clean. So glad to see them at least trying to build that economy up and giving this one a bit of a try now, because I was a little worried that, you know, they're not playing the current meta to an extent, right? If you're not going to run your Vipers, if you're not going to do this and that, there's always going to be a potential of a threat. And you could get left behind. There's a lot of benefits to running that sort of look in these sort of games, but as it stands, hold on, Munchkin's just got a mile of map control building. I think it's Zelsys on the other side playing deeper, just kind of watching the cross up. I wonder if Zelsys gets a spot on this. He definitely has now, but Munchkin's taking a lot of space in mid.
Yeah, again, this is the second time now we see Munchkin really force his way up tube with the absence of anyone playing there. Zephyr, speaking of forcing his way on, comes all the way on. It's a battle of the judges. Vanity actually comes out on top there. Zephyr will fall.
Wasn't pretty, but it did the job at this point. Now Spike's gonna go down, and it is 4 players in the post plant. Now, of course, it's a little different. Yes, they have Killjoy in this. Yes, they've got Medusa as well on the Sova, so maybe it's still gonna be a bit of a problem, but V1 on the play back in. Zelta's gonna lead the way, Unafraid gonna be the first one forward, try to be as bold as he can, get as far as he can, gets a tag on Medusa, but the kills ain't coming in clean. Vanity desperate for this to work. He does get it, but he loses his life for it. Neff there on the trade. And now Munchkin and Neff have to make this work in a 2v3. Now Spike yet to be toyed with. Oh, and Neff out of nowhere finds a huge pickup. Wait, no. Effys is on it.
What is going on?
Effys is on the Spike. He's still going to get one now. He's got to know where Neff is. He just got the kills on his teammates. Effys off the Spike. He wants the kill. He can't get it in time. Forced to fight, falls back to the Spike. And I don't know if he's got the time on this, but we're going to find out he does. V1 with the clutch.
Not to brag, but for this I make an
Effys once again with the Red Bull clutch, man. It's the second time here on Icebox, and it's to put V1 back in control, back in the driver's seat here. Unfortunately, Crazy Raccoons unable to convert that, and everything was going their way early on. It took so long for version 1 to deal with Medusa there.
Enemy remaining.
I thought they had that one in the bag.
Enemy remaining.
Okay, that's it. I was going to say, version 1 now addressing the fact that Munchkin's got in undetected twice now. I like this readjustment from version 1 to put some emphasis on mid, and that's on the back of, I guess, only really in the pistol round finding value on that B lane stack, because Jammy's actually a headshot. I'm surprised actually it didn't do any more damage from that on the back of Munchkin's Vandal, but Jammy's got to back away and respect it.
There's a lot of pressure put towards the safe site so far. Still got the split as well coming out from Munchkin being a nuisance towards B. Going to keep the players at least somewhat having to be cautious of this. Zelsys, though, could be that player to make a difference. We'll see. Munchkin gets the timing, gets the shot. Jammies is now gone, and that's a problem they have to address to an extent. Whether or not they rotate off this, we're yet to see, because as it stands, the Crazy Raccoons were postured towards A. They were ready to go for this one, but now information may be limited. If they peel away from this, there could be a punish through mid. Zelsys is going to see this cross. That's 1, that's 2. This is huge information relayed. 3 players now noted, crossing back on over. They do know that Munchkin is already somewhere on the site, but by now they get such an early read.
You should run.
Actually, Killjoy investing the lockdown here. B-Lane's not going to allow version 1 back onto site now. 12 seconds left, the plant going to come through. Effie sets up with a shock dart, but Munchkin there ready to punish him on that lineup.
I like that from Munchkin. Just trying to use the space that he garnered earlier after that pick towards Jammies. Now, Penny1's back in, though. Sent into motion by the Omen. Lovely work there. Good combination, but good trade out for Zephyr. They're not letting these untradeable kills come in at all. They're all going to have an answer for him. Vanity and Zelsys feeling a little left to rot out here. Yeah, Real's already found Zelsys, and Vanity can try as he might, but so many players to try and deal with. They're all just spamming away. They know where he's at. Tries to thread the needle, not gonna happen, and the Crazy Raccoons are right back into this now.
It is great response there. I love the readjustment as well from Real to this TP. All the way into mid, just under boiler there. Allows them to play 3 very, very wide split. You know, actually, let's take a look at Again, overall, the economy for version 1, yeah, it's not actually great. They're going to be right back down to a scrappy purchase here, a shorty, a bucky. It was like 2020 somewhere along the way, but
Get out of my way.
nothing on the side of Effie's and Penny. Penny actually going to arrest the Blade Storm off the rip. I get something.
Both.
Actually, no, it was Zephyr. They both popped, yeah.
Both went for it. Yeah, Zephyr being toyed with by Zelsis, but Medusa's going to find Vanity. This is all looking like it's going well. But once again, the Crazy Raccoons outnumbered in the end. There was like a 2-player face there. They couldn't deal with that, but Effie's has to move, and there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Penny from up on top, though, going to find Medusa. Looks for more. He needs more as well. Keep in mind, the buy is pretty poor coming out from V1. Oh, no. They're all bunched up. That could have been huge, but it's not. Munchkin gets the gun out in time, but Penny punishes. The trade out for Rion is big, but now the 1v2. Jammies could get this kill. The timing's everything. I don't think he saw him. Jammy's definitely dead. Oh, no way!
13 HP on Rion. I was going to say the range a little awkward for him there. Oh, no.
I mean, if he'd have got that, he had a perfect opportunity to get a clean reset. There was no chance of a counter peak coming on to trade Rion if he falls in that scenario. This is so unfortunate.
10-7
3 rounds now.
Yep. Look at this. V1, it felt inevitable. They were sat on 10, right? Normally, I don't talk about comebacks until you get to like double digits towards that end, but V1 have gone quiet. Now, they have at least got the money to bring out the op. Now, Penny's back on the full buy here. Everyone's sitting a little pretty. Bit of light armor here and there, but it's not the end of the world. Investment of the ult as well. Jammy's going to commit to this side, and Zelsis helps him out while he's here. Trying to clear him out of this one. That's a good idea. Jammy's going to be forced away. It touches Munchkin, going to try and take the space towards the side.
Jammies?
What? Jammies? They're everywhere. But Zelsis still going to fill the gap. Apparently it's fine. Rion's now in trouble. Yeah, this is the weirdest shutdown. Munchkin's going to have to go super clutch in this one. Sprays away, doesn't quite find Jammies, and I don't know how he lived through all of that.
I have no idea how Medusa and Munchkin are able to just take the zip line again, just paying no respect whatsoever to the Viper spin. I think Jammy's ultimate was like, yeah, there's no way that's going to happen, but V1 respond. The Prime Gaming flawless round victory here. Put V1 on 11 rounds. Again, we asked the question with these rounds trading back and forth like this, what it looks like for the economy. See coming through here, it's Zelsis is like, okay, yeah, there's somebody on site, and then there's a peek that comes through onto Nest. It's like, yeah, there's 2 people here. Really, really weird round to watch back.
Very backwards. Very, very backwards. Me and you during tech pause.
Yeah, that's how I felt earlier.
But quick piece from mid coming out from Munchkin. Hold on, Effie's on the other side of this, and Munchkin waiting for that time. Yeah, gets it so good. Munchkin he's a nasty player, man. Munchkin is someone to watch. I don't care how the result goes at the end of the day. This guy is solid. He needs to back away, though. Zelsis definitely got a glimpse of him now.
He's just so slippery, and time again, he's able to
look at him. Look at him.
In here and here, re-aggressing once again. We'll find Vanity. Penny now with it all to do from behind yellow. We'll line up the first, and nearly actually connects 2. Actually going to look to double dip.
Oh, this could be huge for Penny. I want to see what he does with this one now.
On the way out.
But he's going to see that they backed away. This is big information they can relay. Now, Munchkin's the problem, though. He can catch every one of these rotations. Him just piercing through middle was a massive play, but Penny looking more like Kenny in this one. Spots out another pixel out of the place he could have done with that, but he'll take it for now by just staying alive. Jammy's in the right place at the right time as well, leaving just Neth and Medusa alive. And you can see the spike now being toyed with towards the side, but they should be in a good position to play retake on this. I want to see what positions they go for. Neth going to try and cover off at least the short wrap on this one. Zelsis there going up towards heaven. Penny heading on around as well.
Medusa actually has Hunter's Fury, but he's stuck on site for the time being. No real opportunity for him to reset. Yeah.
This is where this has to come down to Neth, and he's going to double down on it. Huge pick up there. Finds 2. And he's going to need more. Now Zelsis can put the wall up if he wants, and he does. But it doesn't stop the bullets, but he's going to sit it towards halfway. He's not stopping. This is a full defuse. He's not getting off the spike.
No way.
He's not getting off the spike.
No way. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Zelsis just giving no respect whatsoever. He knows Neth is low HP. Throws up the wall. Oh, my word. That's what takes us to match point here. Version 1 on the brink of closing things out on Icebox.
My heart breaks for him a little, I've got to say it,
Yeah.
but the balls of steel coming
And
out
it's-
from Zelsys, man. Oof.
As I said, it's so awkward for Neth to actually take that wide swing, right? It's
Yeah, of course. Are they walking mid? V1 are walking mid. They're just straight up walking mid. Welcome to deathmatch, ladies and gents. V1 just want to get this one started. They're going to have the read. This is surely an A piece now. All players can be in the right place. They can leave jammies as just kind of a fallback plan on B if required, but they've got 4 players now waiting for these guys to make it through. Ultimates are plenty as well. Effie's there. Vanity's got his. On the other side, yes, Medusa did have his, but he was locked to sight. As we noted last round, Plant going to come in, tries to be denied. Spike does go down regardless. Zephyr in the meantime did catch Zelsys, so that's going to be a player advantage, at least in this post-plant.
Yeah, and actually, I think Effie's got 2 tags with the Hunter's Fury there, so 2 players very low HP, and actually, Zephyr once again runs under the kill. Vanity falls, and now Munchkin comes through with a judge, try and do some more damage, pile on the pressure. Jammies will find one, but Rion in a position to trade. Crazy Raccoons put another one on the board, stay alive for the time being. And right there, again, you can see version 1 as 3 walk mid to make sure Munchkin can't do the same thing again. Actually, it's the perfect readjustment on the back of nobody showing on B. They come across and they fully invest on trying to stop the plant coming through. But unfortunately, at that point, I mean, positionally, the damage is done. Especially with Munchkin getting so close already behind default.
Now this has broken the money for V1, so this is actually kind of scary. Penny's going to invest onto the ult. But beyond that, they have 2 marshals. They have a sheriff, the classic on Effie's, but then it's going to be Penny on the ult. So full armor on Penny too, so he's your danger man this round. Zelsys tasked to keep control in middle just in case, but it's going to be this A piece again, it looks like.
A couple of things here. Medusa going to try and find a tag with the Owl Drone, I think, and maybe put that Hunter's Fury to use here. If not, actually not going to opt to do it here, so probably going to save that for a post plant. See Penny all the way up on rafters here. Bladestorm in hand. Now, can he find something on the way in? Zephyr gets one in, gets straight out there, and actually no trade comes through. Munchkin with the double on the showstopper. Brings this to a 2v5 now for version 1.
Spike planted.
All the dangers just suddenly been quelled from this round. You're down to Jammies and Effies, who were there to cause a little bit of a problem, but they weren't meant to pack a punch like Penny was. And now, as we can see, Neth going to clear up Effies, and this is going to be 9 on the board for the Crazy Raccoons. Now, keep in mind, they were tearing through this. It's been a couple of clean rounds short from V1, but don't forget how dangerous they were looking. Jammies just being toyed with. Neth there, going to shut him down, and it's going to be 9 on the board for the Raccoons, and they're starting to look scary. I mean, the economy was broken from V1. They should be able to get a buy back soon, I think, but again, this is a build potential here.
I guess the other thing in terms of damage control, not an awful lot. I mean, actually, the showstopper, yes, but I mean, in these other rounds where they can just let Munchkin kind of off the leash and do his own thing, he's able to thread his way through and find value. Now, I have to wait and see if version 1 doesn't look like they're going to try and greet him with this mid presence here. Actually, Crazy Raccoon's spread a little thin.
Oh no. Oh no, don't let Penny start like that. A free pick towards A? There's no response. There's nothing they can do with that. That's
There's
just
nothing.
the site now gone. They've lost full information on it. Yeah, they've got, what, like a turret there, I guess, but...
Well, the other thing is now they can lean away from A. You can see straight away 2 players come towards Boiler, 1 in Kitchen. Now Munchkin will respond, finds Jammies over on Snowman. But...
Oh, look at this bait. Medusa, wait and see if anyone would dare to. No one does go for it. Yeah, and you're right. There are 2 players here now. Vanity's over this side. You have Zelsys here. Both have ults. Zelsys may be able to use his if he wants to try and dissuade
Yes.
a little more, but... Munchkin finds Vanity so easy. It felt like they lost track of him a little there. Zelsys
The name.
can't do anything.
The paint shell on point as well. It's come through as a man advantage for Crazy Raccoons here in the post plant. Not an awful lot of utility, but like I said, the Hunter's Fury still. A couple of shock darts sent out. Trying to fish out Munchkin, I imagine, knowing that he's down to 36 HP, but the double peek as the smoke drop is perfect. Lockdown in response here. V1 still trying to force the issue.
For white though, for blind, Medusa's gone down. Zelsis needs to make the most of this. Tries to clear out as best he can. He couldn't quite get it, and it's still going to be going through. Finally gets destroyed. Now Penny up with Zelsis in a 1v2. Neth needs to clutch out this time. Backs away, and now Neth double dips, tries to keep them off the spike. Has to check that time. No full diffuses going down here, and it will be another on the board for the Crazy Raccoons.
Comes through Neth with the Red Bull clutch here to keep Crazy Raccoons alive once again, bringing it to 2 rounds now. Again, making all the right moves to make this comeback somewhat believable. And I'll be honest, things shaping up very similar to what we saw on Ascent. Crazy Raccoons actually building a lot of momentum. Once again, Medusa, Hunter's Fury still available, not invested yet. So they have that at their disposal. But Penny with the Operator, one Spectre. It's
But look at the rest,
scrappy round for V1.
Money's tight. Penny, though, has to make the most of this. Sets up Zelsis into play, potentially. This could be huge. Good flash, going to clear out Util, give away a little bit of the game. Doesn't want to get away without actually costing Neth a lot. And Penny again finds Zephyr. That's going to be all up. And there's Zelsis just kicking into gear, all off the back of Penny with a perfect pick to begin it. Now we're down to 2. Medusa and Rion have to clutch out again. A 2v5, Ulta invested. Everything being poured onto them now. You can see the push coming out from Penny as well. On the back, just flanking this through. They are being boxed in, closed in. There ain't nowhere to go now.
Both of them now creeping up towards Vanity. Low HP behind Yellow. If they can isolate this, they might have an opportunity to turn the tides on this round. Jammies. Jiggle peeking the edge. Vanity potentially going to get backstabbed, and he does. He's left wide open here with Vanity drifting away from Yellow.
But look who's waiting. Vanity. Say hello to his little friend. That's going to be one. The second evades, but now a 1v3. Still looking rough. But Rion wants to fight. They're just on the other side of that smoke. All 3 players are here. Rion, how much can you do? Nothing at all. V1. Just stop before it starts. Version 1, lock out the game at the very end. I felt that comeback could have happened, but no, they just completely stomp it down off the back of some brilliant work from Penny.
What a fantastic series. I mean, for me, version 1 ultimately being tested here. Crazy Raccoons, I mean, they played with heart. Again, to heat up in the way that they did on towards the end of both maps. Got to give credit where credit's due. Really, really impressed me, and ultimately a team to keep an eye on here.
Yes.
But take nothing away from that. Version 1 looking well poised here. Again, an emergency sub